All right, everyone, welcome to the May 18th Town Plan and Zoning meeting. Chairman Ozzie Parenti is still recovering from a medical procedure, so he will not be with us this evening. And sadly, Commissioner Paul Kaplan had a death in his family, so he could not be with us. So we'll keep he and his family in our thoughts. So we just have Commissioner Kevin Cornell and Tom Tarenti and myself, Judy Smith. We have Jack Demerjian, our CEO, and Tammy Trentalis, our secretary. First item on our agenda, review of the minutes from May 4th, 2021 meeting.
I had no comments, Judy.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Tom, do you have any edits?
No, all set, Judy. Thanks.
Well, that being
Make
said,
a motion to accept the minutes of the May 4, 2021 meeting as submitted.
we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Motion carries. Next item we have is old business. Do we have any old business to come before the commission? Okay, any new business? All right, then we'll move on to the report of the zoning enforcement officer. Jack, what do you have to let us know?
Nothing too much. I know last week Commissioner Kaplan inquired about the oversized accessory barn that was approved on Derby Milford Road. I did take a stop out there this week, took a look around, and everything looked to be as indicated on the plans. The only other thing is, with the nice weather, is going to come some blight violations for people not maintaining landscapes, most likely. So I've been going around town, taking a look at a few of those. But other than that, I got nothing.
Okay, I do see on Route 1 from time to time those signs that stick in the ground and they wave, you know, in the wind.
The banners.
The banners, right. So, I mean, if you have time to, you know, maybe check them out on Route 1, because they can be a safety violation if they should.
Absolutely. I'll do a signage check this week. And that is something that we can maybe talk about when we do have a full commission. I know last time we spoke about signs, we were being lenient because trying to help businesses with COVID-related issues. Obviously, we're on kind of the tail end of that, hopefully. So if that's something that we do want to start enforcing, then I'd be more than happy to go down the post road and take stops. I mean, there's probably close to 25, 30 businesses that have technically illegal signage. But like I said, once the commission decides to crack down on it, we're more than ready.
Maybe we could, somebody remember to bring that up under old business next meeting.
We'll do.
So we can see, you know, when we're ready to, you know, really enforce our sign regs. And I know we gave people a pass during a very challenging time for business. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the site plan application for property known as 658 Ridge Road, submitted by Robert and Tracy Bosak to construct a 6,300 square foot garage facility for recreational, sporting, and gaming. And I know the applicant has been informed. This proposal does not comply with our section 383-31, which covers bulk and coverage. So our regulations require 10%. This proposal is coming in at 20%. So the applicant understands that they will be getting a denial here so that they can go on to ZBA for a remedy. But since we do have Mr. Bosak here, I didn't know what extent you wanted to tell us about your project at this point.
It's actually currently I have a garage. It's a detached garage, and it's about just shy of 1,000 square feet existing. And this is going to basically replace it. I'm going to go over the existing slab, and I'm trying to make a sports center for, you know, gaming center for like my kids. My son is 12 and my daughter is 10, and they're both very active in sports. They play basketball, and my daughter does gymnastics, and my son plays. They both play. It's not really a new sport, but it's indoor soccer. It's called futsal, and they're actually on a national team, and so they're going to be using it to practice that as well. So I believe I took into consideration, and I put a drawing in there showing what the floor space would kind of look like for the basketball court, and then there's going to be a little area for my daughter for gymnastics, and then there's going to be obviously I already have the existing garage that I'm using for kind of like storage and stuff, so there'll be some space for that as well. And I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay, and I know we'll go through your plans and your photographs in great detail, when you come back to us after your ZBA,
Okay.
should you get a favorable ruling there. So if the commission members have any comments, we'll listen to them now. Otherwise, we can entertain a motion to deny, citing the lack of compliance with section 383-31.
I'd like to make a motion denying the site plan application based on exceeding the allowed ground coverage in the residential zone in excess of 10%.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Tom Tarenti seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, and we wish you good luck, Mr. Bosak at ZBA.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now we will continue with our public hearings, which we are being continued from our May 4th meeting. And the first public hearing we'll be hearing is the petition to amend the Orange zoning regulations, Article 383-143.4, submitted by Louis Rodriguez of 510 Boston Post Road. And it is to amend the Orange zoning regulations to allow cigar lounges / stores to obtain a special permit for outdoor seating. And I think we just had some issues or concerns over language that was being proposed with regard to distances from other restaurants. So Mr. Rodriguez wanted to go back and take a look at that, and he did make a few amendments to his proposed text amendment. So Mr. Rodriguez, why don't you take it from there?
Hi, good evening. Hi, Judy. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So, as per the last meeting, we discussed the three issues that were discussed were the three items that we amended on the current regulation. And as you could tell by item A, we did change the distance from a restaurant to 300 feet, but we maintained the 1,500 feet from a private or public school or public park. The second item was item C, which was the date. I don't think that was an issue with the committee, but I just want to point it out that we did change it from the 15th of November to the 30th. And then I think the biggest issue that was brought up was the percentage of overage of occupancy. And I think it was discussed that if the wording was changed or remedied to separate restaurants from the cigar store, cigar lounge aspect, that it would be more appropriate for, or not even more appropriate, but more acceptable to the committee, because you had expressed concerns with exceeding the 10% for restaurants. So we did change the wording there to be very specific that restaurants would be at the existing 10%, and cigar stores would be allowed to go to 15%. I don't think there were any more issues, but if there are, I'd be happy to discuss them now.
Mr. Rodriguez, thank you for taking a look at that, and and segregating the the cigar stores from the restaurants in paragraph L is useful, but I don't know that it's going to get you what you're looking for, because you're running a calculation based on your permitted occupancy, which is usually a posted thing that the fire marshal puts in that's so many people for so many 100 square feet of area, right?
I'm sorry, I was led to believe that the occupancy would be based on what planning and zoning would approve us for on the patio.
Okay, I'm sorry, we might be using words that have a very specific meaning in their common usage. So when you say occupancy, that means something very specific as opposed to the number of people that happen to be in the store. So right now, the way this is written, when you came in to get your cigar lounge approved originally, when you leased the space,
Yes.
you would have had to have shown 40 seats inside your cigar store to get you the 6 seats you want outside. So, and I'm sorry, I have not been in your cigar store to see if there are 40 seats in it, but I don't think you do.
Actually, with the plan that was submitted to the fire marshal, the town, and planning and zoning, there were 45 seats, I believe.
Oh, okay, great. Well, then it's going to get you where you want to go. I just wanted to make sure that if the calculation was based on seats, that your approved plans in Jack's office have at least 40 seats on them.
My approved plans exceed 40 seats. I can't be exact on the number. I don't remember if it was 45 or 47, but I know it was over 40.
Okay, great. Then you're all set. Just wanted to make sure the math worked.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you have any comments?
No, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Okay, well, I'm going to see if we have any input from the public, because we have the public hearing still open. And I don't see any input from the public, so we can entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing on the petition to amend the Orange zoning regulations, Article 383, 143.4.
Okay, Tom, do you want to second that?
Second.
Okay, so all in favor, please say aye. Public hearing is closed. Now we can deliberate on the text amendment. I mean, we provided outdoor dining in an attempt to help businesses survive and thrive in our town. I think this is in the same spirit. We didn't consider cigar bars because maybe at the time we didn't have any. So I think, as statute permits, you change your regulations, through time as required or needed. And Mr. Rodriguez came to us to ask for us to amend the reg to give him something that would help his business survive and thrive. So that's why we're here. If we were to adopt the new regs, we have to make findings that it is in the best interest of the town of Orange and mostly consistent with our comprehensive plan of development. So I don't know if anybody has time to sort of look at the plan and see where, I'm sorry, my dog is gonna go into the picture. Sorry about that. I gave her a busy bone, but it didn't work. So any comments for Kevin and Tom?
For me?
Oh yeah, from you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think the plan of conservation and development contemplates that a vibrant economic base is crucial to the town's well-being. and that Mr. Rodriguez has made a reasonable request to support his business while still being respectful of other people and other uses in the area, so that his use of his premises will not adversely impact others. So I think that it's, both reasonable and consistent with the plan of development.
Tom, do you have a comment?
Agreed.
Agreed. Yep, I
Right.
went through our plan in chapter 10, deals with business and economic development. And it states our goal of promoting business development and working to support existing businesses and attract new businesses. So in light of that and Kevin's comments, I also feel that Mr. Rodriguez's proposal is consistent with the comprehensive town plan. And if so, we can entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to, Kevin, why don't you do the honors since I don't have a hard copy in front of me?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the petition to amend the Orange zoning regulations, Article 383-143-4, submitted by Luis Rodriguez of 5 Penn Post Road, to amend the Orange zoning regulations to allow for outdoor seating for cigar lounges and stores via special use permit.
That is the motion. Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. We just need an effective date for this text amendment.
I think we usually do 3 weeks out, so we could do June 8th, if that works for everybody.
Okay, I'm sure that was part of Mr. Cornell's motion. All right, that has an effective date of June 8th.
It's 2021.
Okay, so we've adopted the new regulations, and then Mr. Rodriguez, you'll come back with your site plan for the special use permit.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a wonderful
Thank-
night. Thank you.
Thanks. The last item on the agenda is also a continuation from May 4th. It's for the Firelight Shopping Center for property known as 35 Old Tavern Road and 308 Gracebrook Road. The proposal is for mixed-use development, including the construction of 134,000 square foot, 3-story building with 72 dwelling units, along with 226 parking spaces. The applicant was asked by commission members at the last meeting to furnish some additional information and renderings, which they have, I think very recently. But due to the lack of our full commission this evening, they opted not to participate and present their new information. They want to wait till we have a full commission, which makes perfect sense. So that makes us need an extension. So the town has to request an extension and the applicant has to grant it. And I believe, I'll turn it over to Jack, but I believe that's been done. And we will start a fresh 65 days for, public hearing, opening and closing starting tonight.
That is correct. They have consented to a statutory extension that is required, as the commission has not taken action on this proposal yet. So we do have an additional 65 days.
Now, do we need a motion to seek the extension, or was this done administratively?
I don't believe that we do. I think it's just something that could be agreed upon by the applicant and commission, which we do have in writing. It was agreed upon. So I don't believe there is a motion necessary.
Okay.
Do we have the request for an extension and acceptance in writing?
Correct. We do have the acceptance in writing. In fact, it was requested by the applicant as we discussed on behalf of my client, 35 Old Tavern Road, LLC. This is Attorney Shansky speaking. We are requesting a continuance of the public hearing from this evening, May 18th, 2021, until the next meeting of the commission on June 1st, 2021, and will not be presenting this evening. Please communicate this request to the commission. We consent to any statutory extension that may be required as a result of this continuance.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, that appears to be the last piece of business to come before the commission. So hopefully we'll have the full 5 back for our next meeting. And I can entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you, Tom.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
You have to move it along better, Judy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do want Auggie back, and him to feel better.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
But
for
you
sure.
can still run things when he comes back if it's okay.
Wait, what did you say?
You could still run things though. It's all
Oh,
right. Good night, everyone.
good
Good night,
night.
everybody. Thank you.
Take care.